real people cooking real food in a real kitchen for real.
We're at our local grocery store. We're in the aisle that we do baking over by the crafts, where you can pick up your tools that you need to decorate a cake, basically. Today we're going to get an item that's this right here. We're getting this one because I wanted to get several different tips plus several different bags that are usable. And then you have these couplers that you can put on there and change out your different tips for it. So that's all we're buying here today. We also already at home have already got some of these paste colorings. These paste colorings are really good. It takes very little to get a nice color in your icing, and it lasts a very long time, and it's very reasonable. So next we're going to go over to the baking aisle in the grocery department area. Hello again. We're over here in a different part of the local grocery store. We're in the baking aisle where you can purchase your cakes, your frosting, and different items to decorate with. We've already made our cake. Jeff's made the cake already. And now we're going to pick up our icing to ice the cake. And then if you wanted to get some other items for your cake, you could. They have all kinds of things here, from tips and bags also to candles to icing, different kinds of icings to use, cupcake holders, however you want to do it, plus stuff to put decorative items on it as well. Today we're going to be icing a cake. We're going to be decorating a cake actually. Jeff has already prepared a cake and it's in the freezer, and we're going to bring it out and we're going to ice it. And I wanted to show you a few things that we went to the store to get, our local store, and we're going to be showing you how to use this decorating kit. It's got 5 tips in it and some bags and stuff like that, and I'm going to put one together in a little bit. As you see, I've got my icing that I'll be using for the cake, and this icing here was bought in our bakery at our store. It was bought in the bakery, and it is that really good cake frosting icing they have that they decorate all their cakes with. And we're going to be using that to make our scallops and our borders and our writing with. Over here I have what I like is this paste food coloring. And we're going to do, I had already 2 colors, it's green and blue, and I'm going to make up some colors of this icing to decorate. Toothpicks are for that, of course. And then I've got some little sprinkles that I'm going to sprinkle on the cake. I'm going to make it a basic birthday cake. And as we like to tell you, we have a small house. You know, it's a small kitchen. So a lot of you probably have a lot more space and stuff like that to have a lot more decorative stuff and have all the pans you want to do it with and all the decorating tools you want to do it with. But we don't have that. And you can still do just as fancy a cake as you can buy at your local bakery for just as much fun and a little bit of product. You don't need a whole lot of stuff to make it worth it. So we'll get started with bringing out the cake. Our cake just came out of the freezer, and it's frozen solid, and we're gonna frost it now with our whipped frosting. And I'm gonna start, and I like to start on the sides. That way if you have anything left on the top, you can just kind of bring it down. Makes it really easy to frost this way. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this around as I'm doing it. Don't worry about being perfect, because that's when we decorate it, we can fill in anything that we want at that time. Okay, I'm going to make my colors and we'll get ready to do scallops. I'm actually going to go ahead and put this cake back in the freezer right now while I'm setting up my other colors and preparing my other frostings and making the colors for the decorating stuff. So we're going to put this back in the freezer so it'll actually harden up and get easier to use. The first thing I'm going to do to get prepped for my icing is that I am going to use some of this white to do the scallops around the edges of the cake. But then I also want to do some decorating with some color. So I am going to put a little bit of this in each one of my bowls, and this has been sitting out, so I bought it cold, and you want it to sit out a little bit and get definitely to room temperature because it makes it real easy to work with at this point. Thank you. And this way you can kind of judge how much you want to put in there. And you kind of going to stir it up
Get you a pretty blue. You can actually make this way darker. You can make it lighter because you're putting it with your white. I can take more and put in here and make it a dark blue. I will give you some helpful hints on this. The darker you make it, it gets on your tongue and blue teeth and everything. So red is a color I really do sparingly. When you use red, it starts off kind of pink, but you can put a lot of red in it. Also, when you're using dyes, you've got to remember, it makes the frosting a little bit more bitter. So anyway, I just use a knife and put in here this green. I love the color green. It's beautiful. It's a great month for green. St. Patty's Day. Also, how easy that was to mix up. So now I'm just set that aside. Put away all your stuff because you do not want this to lay around. I'm going to tell you right now, if you use a spill dish or whatever, it is kind of a paste-like. It's not real liquidy, but if you spill this and get this on your fingers, it's going to take a while to get that off. So you want to put your lids back on when you get the color you want, and put them back on and put them aside. Get them out of your way. Mix your stuff up and get it out of the way. It'll make stuff go a lot easier the more prepped you are. Okay, now I'm going to put together a bag for you, but first I want to show you. This was the kit I purchased, and in that kit came several different things that you will need for your bag. You have a couple of tips. Of course, there's a couple of more that I'm not going to use. You have a coupler that goes down into your bag, then you snip off a little bit. You put this over it on the outside of the bag, and then this goes, your tip will go on then, and then the purple goes on top of that. That makes it easy to remove tips as you're working with your different colors. So you take your first piece, it's called the coupler there. You're going to squeeze it down into your bag like so. Don't be afraid to use your bag. You're going to be squeezing on it, okay? And right here you're going to make a decision where you're going to cut it. I'm going to cut it down here because I want my icing to go down there. So now we've got a hole in there. So now we're going to put this piece on right here. And you're going to push that in there like so. And it just screws on just like you're screwing something on there. So there you got that, okay? Then I'm going to use the star tip and put that on, and then I'm going to slide this right on, and you turn it to snap it. So then I've got my bag, and now put this aside. Now I'm going to fill it up with icing. So you've got this. You try to get that down there first. Really good. Okay. Get your bag open. It's going to get on the sides of your bags. You're going to make a mess. Have your rag, towel available. Okay. Can't lick your fingers. No, you can. I'm not going to be watching. So anyway, see, you want to get that nice in there like so, because that's how you're going to use it. You're going to push that where it's going to be coming out. Now watch this. So if you got everything put together like they show, you should have that coming out like that. Okay, I want to show you a little something. Once you get your bag done, I'm going to show you how to, if you want to practice a little bit. So if you're not comfortable with this, okay, and you're getting ready to do your cake, before you do your cake, you can, I've got a little bit of wax paper right here. I'm just going to put a little dab right there. I'm going to put that down. Put a little dab right here. I'm going to lay this down so it's nice and straight, okay? And I'm going to show you how to, you're going to act like this is your cake. And so you can make, and this is white on white, I know. So you just want to practice a little bit by squirting this up. You're going to do it up like that. This is one design. And this is another one. You can do, and it, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to design. If you want to do big ones going across your cake like so, you can do that. So see, you can just, but get yourself familiar with squeezing it because it takes a lot of wrist action here. So it's going to make you fatigue. And the best way to do it is to get prepared. Try not to have your bag all yucky with all your cake frosting everywhere, and try to keep it squeezed on the top. Don't squeeze it from the center, trying to get closer to it. Keep it up here. So if you have to steady your hand, then you do. If you want to do dots, say you want to do dots, you're going to squirt that down like so. Squirt it down and do that. And then you can take a color dot and you can put in between each one of those. And that will be a design as well. But really just to kind of get it nice and easy, you just want to get your rhythm going. Once you get your rhythm going, you can kind of see how those are kind of flattened, and then my rhythm gets going better. See, you just want to squeeze up, squeeze up. Depends on how much icing you have, how much you want to use. So you can go dot. You can squeeze a whole lot, make big circles like that on the top of your cake. You can do whatever. Now, I've not wasted any of this because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Since this is on a clean piece of paper, I just wanted to kind of give you some ideas. I'm going to take it and pick it all up, and I'm going to put it right back in my bowl or my container. And that way I just wanted to kind of give you some ideas, not to be afraid of it. Practice first. Take a few minutes and practice before you use your tips. That way you'll know what to expect. You don't go on your cake and you make a big mess. Okay, so now I've got my cake. We brought it out of the freezer, and I'm going to get ready to decorate it. As you can see, I don't know if you can really tell or not, but the cake is a little bit different color because we wanted to kind of give you kind of something to be able to see it on this white on this cake. So I'm going to go across and I'm going to decorate my cake. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but let me tell you, everyone's going to think it's perfect because you made it. Your children are going to love this, that you just spend a little extra time. They're going to think, Mom, you should work in the bakery. I'll go ahead and do the whole top first, and then I'll go around the edges. So on the bottom, I'll let you see. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to squeeze it. Push, pull, squeeze, push, pull, squeeze, push, and pull. All it is. Scallops. Makes it fast and easy. And another good thing is if you can put all kinds of stuff on a cake. So if you got your child's birthday cake and your boys like action figures or whatever, you can make it messy with action figures, make it look fun, red, white, and blue or whatever, and put some action figures on top, and you've got your cake designs. For a little girl, you can get their toys or whatever, and you can put toys on there, sprinkles, and you've got their cake. So make it personal. If you go to the store, you're not going to get personal at the store. Okay, so now on the bottom, Captain wants some cake. I'm doing this just a little bit bigger, same design, just a little bit fatter, bringing it out. You see how fast and easy this goes? I'm still on the very first bag that I had. So we're almost done. We've got, want to keep that squeezed down, keep a good grip on it. It will fatigue you, especially when you're not used to it. But you can, being at home, you can stop and do a little bit and do a little bit more. You can answer the phone, take care of the baby, come back and do it. It's nice to get it done in just a few minutes though, because then it's done and over with. And voila, we're done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt this out, and I'm going to put in our color frosting, and I'm going to actually put a different tip on it. And then I'm going to put this tip back on to do the writing. And as you can see, this is our writing pad. So this side over here is a little bit low. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but it's a little bit low. So when I look at this, I'm kind of making a decision where I want to do my writing. So I'm thinking I'm going to do my writing from the high side going down. So I'm going to start with happy birthday right there. I'm probably not going to put a name on it, and if I did, Christopher's an awfully long name. So I might put happy birthday C or something like that, just whatever. But just kind of make an idea, make a mental note of how you want to do it, kind of look at your cakes, they're not perfect. Okay, I've squirted out all the white, and as you can see, I still have plenty of white in here, but that's not going to hurt anything. If it bothers you and you don't want that, you can go ahead and put another bag together. I personally just don't want to waste another bag. It's not a necessary thing for me. Like I said, it's going to be, I'm going to just throw my green in here, and later on I'm going to throw my blue in here. So getting it I tell you what, the hardest part is keeping you from getting all this on your hands. So you kind of want to just spread it out, keep your towel close by. I have one right here handy, so you can wipe your hands because it gets kind of icky. But put some of this green in there, and I still have the old tube on there. I was going to change the tube, so I thought it would be easier to put the green on, and I don't have to really use a whole lot of stuff. So we got that up there. So we kind of still want to make it around. And I use this bowl, not the cake, to kind of squirt out until my color comes. Look at that, that's white. So it's coming out with that white. There was an air bubble because you're getting that air down. See, if I would have put that on my cake, it would have just been white icing again. And now I don't need a whole lot of the green, but I'm going to see how much I can get. And if I have to keep on doing it till I get what I want, then that's what I'm going to do. Because this is my cake. So I am getting some green in, but now I don't have a whole lot of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this up a little bit more and add some more green into my bag. And then I'm going to change out my stuff. So I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go ahead and change out my color. My color. I'm going to change out my tip. How's that sound? So let's put a new tip on. That was really easy. You just set it on there, put this on and twist it. Now I've got a little bit of junk on it, but I can get that wiped up real easy. Now let's see how we got this tip going. This is my squirt tip. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to move that aside so I can turn my cake and kind of clean up as you go. It's a biggie for us. And then this is kind of a confetti cake is what I kind of did. I just thought I want to just sprinkle this. Look how easy this is. See, you just want to kind of do it like this. I don't even have to look at this cake. I just got to have some fun. You know, have fun. Bring it out. You know, do this. This is all we're doing. You got this. It looks like you just sprinkled everything on there. We're done with the green. Okay, now I'm going to do my blue. Guess what? I'm going to put it right there on top of that green. I've squirted all the green out that I could possibly get out. Open my bag up really gently. And now I'm going to put some blue in there. So we're going to try to get, I'm going to work that in. Look at that blue and green like that. It'll be kind of a fun thing. Trying to get out as much of that green because I've already used a lot of green on my cake. I really want some blue in there. So now I'm going to try to get to my blue. Squirt that down. You don't need a whole lot of colors. I made up way too much of my colors. Now look at that, how pretty that blue is right there. See how pretty that is? That's that. Just a pretty blue, fun blue. So see, you just do this. You just make lines, squiggle lines. Nothing to it. I wanted to make an easy cake today. So now I'm going to write, and I think I'm going to go ahead and change out my writing tool to that star again and do my writing. It's got a little bit of area. This might be a little big to do that. But you know, you can always abbreviate, have a little fun. You don't have to be perfect, okay? I can't stress that enough about not having to be perfect, because so many times we put all the stress on ourselves thinking we have to do something a certain way. So if I just put H, see, just a regular H that you would do, and then A, see, happy. And I'm going to just put B-Day. Well, maybe I can write birthday in there. Maybe let's see what I've got. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. See how that squirted out because it had air in there? Try to make sure you can squeeze that out. And if I don't have enough in here, I can always add it. So you can see that little mark right there. Just fill it in. Don't have to be perfect. I bet I've said that 100 times. You know, imperfect is perfect. It's homemade. I'm going to get AY in there. I just know it. There. Happy birthday. Now, our final touch is I've got some sprinkles to add a little bit more color to it, a little bit more happy birthday. And I just wanted to kind of do that on my edges. You know, these sprinkles go a long way. Just do a little bit, maybe a little bit on my happy birthday. You know, you don't have to do a whole lot, just a little bit. There you go. Voila. And here you go, your happy birthday cake. I love it. I love the colors of the blue and the green made together. Those are my favorite colors. And this is going to be special because I've made it for my son. And I didn't go out and buy a cake that cost me $18, $25, whatever. We made the cake at home for a few bucks. And my icing, I still have plenty of icing to make other cakes. And I also have plenty of my dye left. And I've got reusable tips and bags. I use one bag. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to share some last minute thoughts with you on this. I wanted to kind of go over the cake at the store. That if you went to the store, it would be anywhere from $18 to $25 for that size cake. And yes, you wouldn't have to put any time into it other than getting at the car and getting out and getting the cake and picking the one they had for you. So at home, you're going to put a little bit more effort into it. You're going to have to bake the cake, and you're going to have to put the icing on it, and you're going to have the stuff to gather up. And a lot of people think, I don't really want to go through all that because I got to have all this stuff. I got to have a cake pan. I've got to have all the ingredients to make my cake. I've got to have the tools to do it with. Well, I want to show you that, like I said before, we have a small kitchen. We don't have a lot of room, a lot of storage for a lot of stuff. And I wanted to do a little minimal kit to kind of have and show you how to have a little fun and to make a real special cake for someone that you love, and put a small amount of effort into it and a small amount of price. And I put all the stuff that I had left over into this bag. I just keep it in my bag, and so it's easy to fold up and put it in the pantry or put it with your cake stuff or whatever. Cake pan's reusable. Okay, the icing, I still have quite a bit left. I just wanted to show you. I bought this out of the bakery area at the grocery store, and I still have quite a bit to use. So I could do another, probably 2 cakes with this. I put my green and blue together because I can mix that up and make that a real pretty blue or a real pretty green, maybe for some grass or for more border for an Easter cake later on in a couple of weeks. This will store really well. I put this right back in the container that the icing came out that I put on the cake. So you don't have to go buy any extra containers or use your own. And like I said, the cake, and we figured up the cost on the cake, and I think we figured up about $3 to make the cake, and then we had about $4.50 in the icing, and then this thing cost us $12 for this kit. So we kind of figured there's 12 bags in there, so we figured one bag. We used one bag, icing bag, for our cake. So say we used $1. So on all the rest of it's reusable, and all we did was put it in our dishwasher. We are washing it right now. So we spent, let's see, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 on that cake, and we made it ourselves, and we don't have to put a lot of storage into it, nothing. So don't let things deter you from having that special memory that you've made your child a cake, or your husband a cake, or your sweetheart something special. And you can do the same thing over and over and over again by just using these few tips. And you got 11 bags to go. See you. Bye.